Okay, we're going to see if we can get through the rest of this shit show. Luckily, Rippy's been doing his job, so I have more time to be able to do this. Let's see. Where do we leave off? Oh, yeah, they gave away a whole bunch of money. Now they're going to be discussing reimagining public safety on transit. In case you forgot, and I know you're all living in the United States of amnesia, and people don't remember what happened 3 days ago. In case you forgot, we already reimagined this, okay, under Kelsey. Okay, we already went through this reimagining public safety. But now we're going to do it again under Mr. Dessous. Okay, so they just keep rolling out the same shit over and over, and nobody tracks it except for a handful of us. Let's see what they got to say. Hopefully I can finish this off now.
Public, I'm really excited today to provide you with an update on Trimet's Reimagine Public Safety initiatives. So I'll start back. As you remember, we kicked off our efforts to reimagine the safety approach of our transit system in July of 2020.
Okay, so at least it's not brand new. He's talking about started a year ago, and a year ago they were doing it, but they haven't done anything. So a whole year has gone by. Since the Kelsey Blue Ribbon Committee, we have the Blue Ribbon Committee. We're going to pay my buddies a bunch of cash to come over here. We'll provide them with nice accommodation, first-class plane ticket, and you can be on the Blue Ribbon Committee.
So after an extensive community outreach and engagement, we brought together a committee.
Extensive community outreach and completely ignoring all the people on Twitter that have talked to you over and over about this. They don't count. They don't represent anybody, remember? They said those people don't represent anybody. You know, your typical government lies.
Of regional thought leaders.
Thought leaders! There are no fucking thought leaders. You're not my fucking thought leader, Dessous, and I don't have any thought leaders. Stop that shit. We're not stupid.
Representatives and national transit experts. The committee used the community feedback as well as the research and analysis to develop the recommendations for us moving forward with community-informed strategies. Today, we will give you an update on where we are with those recommendations.
Whole fucking year's gone by.
People throughout the agency have dedicated time and energy to turning these recommendations into achievable actions. And I want to tell you, Board, that
it's only taken you a fucking year.
I am really proud.
And, you know, from what we hear on the scanner, nothing has changed. There's never a cop around when you need them, and the cops don't show up for 15 minutes unless they're right in the area.
Of what have been able to be accomplished, and also recognize that there's still much to do as we move forward here.
Still much to do.
So among those who have been...
Still much more bureaucracy, because we get paid to keep the bureaucracy moving. As long as we can delay things, we'll delay them, because that means our jobs are secure. We don't ever want to actually fix anything. Just look at the max. It's forever and ever. Improvements forever. It will never be fixed, because they'll just keep having more and more projects. I finally realized the reason the oligarchs love light rail is because it's built-in pork for life. You can just keep fixing it and pretending you're improving service forever and not improve anything. But you can pretend you're improving it, and everybody believes it, I guess. I mean...
And working diligently on the effort, our Executive Director of Safety and Security, Marla Black, Director of Transit Equity and Inclusion and Community Affairs, John Gardner, and Senior
Equity and inclusion. There's no inclusion. There's no equity. The most vulnerable people in the Portland metro area are left in the ditch to die. So these buzzwords they keep throwing out mean nothing. Nothing. Don't ever believe a public bureaucrat, because they're paid to lie to us about everything.
Neither of the reimagining efforts, Marissa Clark. We are also grateful for your participation, Dr. Lewis, and also board, Dr. Lewis will represent the board on the Reimagining Public Safety Community panel. So I welcome our team now to provide an update. So good morning, John.
Good morning, Sam and President Simmons and board. Kimberly, should I share my screen or are you going to run through the PowerPoint?
John, whichever you prefer. Okay, I can let you presenter if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead and make me presenter and I'll just click through.
Come on, leader in technology, move it. Jesus, this is incompetent. Okay.
Now, can everyone see the starting page?
Yes, we see it.
Excellent. Again, thank you, Sam. And
it's so colorful.
Simmons for this chance.
Is that what downtown looks like, folks? I don't think it is.
Date the board on where we're at with the Reimagining Public Safety and Security on Transit Initiative. So before we get started, I'd like to provide an overview of this morning's briefing and a little more background on what you will hear. First, I'll provide a brief overview of our project and its history. Next, you will hear from Marissa Clark, our Reimagine project coordinator, on the areas of focus and the various project teams and stakeholders that she and others are working to connect and support. After Marissa, you will hear from Trimet's Executive Director of Safety and Security, Marla Black, who will walk you through some of the project's recommendations, our current status, as well as share a few highlights across the project. Following Marla, you will hear from Amparo Agosto, Trimet's Senior Coordinator for Community Engagement, who will share
the Senior Coordinator for Community Engagement. All these people are working from home, by the way. And the vaccines are so safe and effective that none of these people will meet in person anymore. They won't meet in person anymore because the vaccines work.
Recommendations that fall under communication that is being led by Public Affairs Division. She will also provide an overview of the Reimagine Public Safety Advisory Committee, our members, and the roles going forward.
So you see what they've done here. They've completely bureaucratized this into an entire, there's subcommittees and committees and managers and executives. They've completely taken this and turned it into a massive bureaucracy. And that's what these places do. They turn it into a massive nightmare. So they never actually get anything done because it's this huge bureaucratic nightmare.
Finally, I will discuss next steps, and then the team and I will open up to any questions you all have.
The team.
So as most of you know, we began this process in July of last year after hearing calls for racial equity and social justice following the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and far too many others. Our first step as an agency was to reduce our footprint and investment into transit police and take a portion of our safety and security budget and repurpose it to support community-informed strategies.
And they didn't do anything. There's been nothing. Okay? Nothing. There's been nothing. They shifted $1.8 million, and what did they do with it? What is this? Community-informed public safety initiative. What is that? It's nothing. What is that? A panel? Look, a panel of local and national experts. Let me remind you people, the experts is why our civilization is falling apart, because of the experts. Everything is a mess in this country, including your transit system, and not just Trimet. Every single one of them is a joke now, except for the elite. All the people in the executive classes are raking in the money sitting at home.
The project approach was threefold. Massive community-led local outreach across our service district.
What?
Massive,
did you hear that? Massive community outreach across our massive outreach.
National best practices and other.
National best practices is the wrong approach because that's why we're in this shithole.
Your agencies to see what their approach to safety look like and reviewing local system crime to inform the process. Then we formed our Transit Public Safety Advisory Committee to review all of the research and all of the feedback.
Oh, my God. See what they just did here? They've taken this idea and they've bureaucratized it beyond recognition. They're trying to make we're going to study the data. We're going to talk to the experts. Come on. Fucking morons. You think we're stupid out here.
and to work toward developing a series of recommendations to move the conversation.
So 1 year has gone by and there's no recommendations, I guess. 1 year has gone by and nothing has happened.
Forward. Now we're in the third phase of action.
Okay,
and
wait.
To implement those recommendations.
Okay, so they did have recommendations. Where are the recommendations? Are you going to show us these?
Recommendations across the project.
So it took them 1 year to get to this point. So let's see here. 13,000 survey responses. Partnered with over 40 community organizations. 300, a whole 300? Out of how many people ride this system? The Portland metro area is like 1 million, isn't it? 271 people engaged in 32 focus groups. I'm sure that was useful. Leverage social media. You've completely left Twitter out of there. Invested in community print and online music. What? Panel community leaders. They're talking to all the wrong people, folks.
Now, when I say community informed, I can't say enough of how much we appreciated all of the work of the 42 community-based organizations that did the lion's share of outreach for the project. It stands as one of our most comprehensive and authentic approaches to ensuring all voices were considered, included, and used to inform the work.
This is such bullshit. I don't know if I can go actually. This is going to be hard for me to watch because all you got to do is listen to the scanner and you can see what's going. The scanner is where you get your. Not this shit. This shit's nothing. You listen to what's going on. You listen to your operation. You listen to your Mac scanner. You listen to your bus scanner. That's how you know what's going on. Not these fucking 300 people, 271 people.
This slide hopefully illustrates. All of the outreach with writers, community groups, local leaders, the public, and our frontline workers and safety partners was given to the Reimagine Public Safety Advisory Committee to identify and recommend new approaches.
Okay. In 2020, the population of the Portland, Vancouver, Hillsborough metropolitan area was 2.51 million. 2.51 million. They had 300 one-on-one interviews, 40 community. I'm going to look it up. 2.51 million. So this isn't even 1/10 of one. This isn't even 1/100th of 1% of people.
Approaches to safety and security. And although they had to go through a very large list of ideas and strategies, we asked them to prioritize Trimet's focus and investments in the areas they felt would have the most immediate and systemic benefits.
This is painful.
The community panel chose to have Trimet invest the $1.8 million into expanded staff training, increased system presence, and the formation of a new crisis intervention team model.
Where the fuck is the crisis center? Where's the crisis team? Where is it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm getting very upset. I don't know why I get upset over this. I can't figure out why I'm so connected to all of this stuff. It's like why do I even care? I don't know, but I do.
Innovative approach to support writers in crisis. Trimet's leadership accepted all of the recommendations from the committee and also wanted to honor and incorporate more of the ideas gathered from our community surveys and the outreach of our writers and staff to provide an even more comprehensive suite of actions that could be used to move the work forward. Last fall, the board approved the recommendations, but to coordinate this massive project and effort, we needed help. And to talk more about the areas of focus.
Massive project? What? What's so massive about it? What's so massive? Where's your team? Where's your crisis team, you morons?
I would like to hand it over to Marissa Clark, Trimet's Reimagine project coordinator.
Oh, they have a whole coordinator just for this.
Thank you so much.
Oh, look. Here we go. Here's the bureaucracy. Look at, they have their little nice, you see their little nice charts. You see the training, technology, communication, infrastructure. It's such baloney, man.
Thank you. Thanks, John. As John said, in addition to the committee's recommendation, Trimet staff and leadership reviewed the feedback from our writers and community groups to create 24 initiatives over 5 focus areas. Next slide, please.
Okay, it's just hilarious.
And here's a snapshot of where we are today. Trimet staff engaged in extensive community engagement throughout the summer and fall of 2020. These 24 recommendations were then presented to the board.
Oh, they hired a bureaucrat in spring 21. See how the useless this has been a whole year and they've done nothing, man. This is your bureaucracy.
The end of last year. In February of 2021, I was hired to coordinate and project manage the initiative. We have spent the past summer working towards progress and assigning the workload across the agency. Today, we are pleased to share our progress with you all and announce that the Reimagine Public Safety Advisory Committee will kick off later this month. Next slide, please.
Okay, here's the amount of people they talked to.
Again, this work is...
I just calculated. Of all the people they interviewed 0.00012% of the population. I'm going to repeat that. 0.00012%. It's not even one. They didn't even interview 1%. It's like 1/1000th of 1%. 1/10,000th of 1%.
As important as it is complex, and its success is dependent on all of us. This is an agency-wide effort across 5 focus areas and will be led by safety and security that includes divisional leads from transportation, HR and labor relations, technology, engineering and construction, maintenance, legal, public affairs, and finance.
Can you believe this? Can you believe what you're watching here? I can't even believe what I'm watching. It's such bullshit. It's like off the bullshit meter completely.
Next slide, John. This work is also dependent on the community around us. Our Reimagine Public Safety Advisory Committee has members from each county we serve, and Director Dr. Lewis will serve as board liaison. Our stakeholders include all of us here, the Trimet Board of Directors, our Multnomah County Board of Commissioners, Trimet PIAC and CAC committees, our community partners, our writers, and staff. Safety and security staff and partners include the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office, our contracted security, and all of the jurisdictions we serve here have a role to play as well. Lastly, Trimet staff across the agency is working hard behind the scenes to achieve these initiatives.
Oh my God.
Now that you have a sense of the project management and coordination, we would like to discuss in more detail each of the 5 focus areas. Because the Reimagine Public Safety Initiative is housed in the Safety and Security Department, Marla Blagg, the Executive Director of Safety and Security, will highlight our progress to date.
Next slide. Thanks, Marissa. Good morning, President Simmons and board. I'm happy to report about and jump into the work plan and the Reimagine initiatives and provide an update on our accomplishments and progress to date. We'll start with the focus area of training. As you may remember, de-escalation and mental health first aid training was one of the recommendations.
It says it's complete. It says complete. They updated cultural humility. Yeah, it's really working, folks. I can tell you for sure that's a joke. Okay, a joke.
From the committee. Next slide, please. De-escalation training is underway. I'm happy to announce that the safety and security staff have completed the training, and we are starting to train bus operators, and coming soon in October, road and rail supervisors will begin their training.
It's not the road and rail supervisors that need the training, you fucking morons. Jesus.
114 personnel have completed mental health first aid. This includes our safety and security staff, G4S, PPI, customer safety supervisors, OCC.
Look at this. Look at this. Bias busting at work. 153. Oh boy, a whole 150. Boy, they got like almost 2,000 operators. Unconscious bias, 126. Emotional intelligence, a whole 61 people, folks. Improving interactions with those in 78 out of 1,500 operators. I don't know how many they got these days. It must be 1,500. They did. I don't even know if they were operators. Microaggressions. Well, at least there's a few people involved with that. I don't know who they are, but certainly, you know, here's the Trimet solution for people in distress. Keep them off the buses and ban them all into the ditch. That's your improving interactions with those in distress. Banning them into the ditch and banning them from riding your system. That's what you have done. You fucking idiots. This is bullshit. I call multiple bullshit on all of this. I can't believe you're subjecting us to this, and I'm not going to be able to watch this. I'm going to have to stop because it's such bullshit. I can't handle it.
Rail and bus operators, and customer service. We will be hosting these classes monthly. The Safety and Security Department completed a training audit that will help to inform the Reimagine Public Safety Advisory Committee on the current training gaps within the agency and where we need to lean in and work with community-based organizations on the development of new training. Next slide.
Oh, terrible.
System presence is one of my favorite initiatives and where I believe we will have the biggest impact on making our system safe, secure, and welcoming for all. When we conducted the community survey, respondents had very different ideas and suggestions for presence on the system. Some community members, and especially employees, wanted more police on the system. Others preferred Trimet staff who were reflective of the community that we serve. The community also shared concerns that not all calls for assistance require police response. Trimet recognizes that there is not a one-size-fits-all for safety on the system. Therefore, the division is using a multi-layered approach by increasing all different types of staff and
Look at this. Look at this. Pilot new community support rider advocate partnership models that focus on supporting riders. Winter 2023. Winter 2023. This is ridiculous. You've had a whole fucking year. What's this? What's this October? What are they going to do this month? What's happening?
Personnel on the system to address low-level safety and security issues. So what are we doing specifically? Well, we have amended our security contracts to be able to widen and expand our pool of security staff. We have started a new pilot project called the Safety Response Team. These are multidisciplinary teams whose primary responsibility includes engaging with riders and employees to connect riders to wraparound services and have a high visibility presence on the system.
Where? We haven't heard of this once on the scanner. We haven't heard anything about this on the scanner.
Other duties include conducting welfare checks, conflict resolution, providing basic first aid, and assisting with referrals for quality of life issues. The goals of the safety response team are to decrease the calls for service currently being directed to police and other emergency service personnel, and to provide a high visibility presence to ensure our system is safe, secure, and welcoming for all. The Safety Response Team pilot will be evaluated for effectiveness, including measuring outcomes such as...
Where is the Safety Response pilot? It is not functioning. There's no such thing, people. It's not out there. It's lies. It's not happening.
The number of contacts, referrals, and type of assistance provided. Marissa Clark is proactively reaching out and developing collaborative relationships, both nationally and locally, with agencies.
Both nationally? What are you fucking talking about?
Who have similar programs. We share our best practices and learn from each other so that the program is flexible, dynamic,
oh my God,
and it may evolve.
This is the level of bullshit I can't take.
Next slide, please. So what have we done to improve system presence? As I had mentioned, we have expanded the security contracts so that we can increase the number of security staff on the system.
Well, where are they?
Coordinating with our transit partners, we've conducted high visibility missions.
Where?
We have added the new Safety Response Team, and I'm happy to announce that 7 members joined Trimet and started riding the system on Monday.
Oh, so it's brand new.
6 to 8 new Safety Response Team members are currently in training, and our goal is to have 24 members hired by the end of this year. We are also deploying staff, our security staff, G4S, to ride buses and trains. And again, that is another pilot project. Trimet has recently signed an intergovernmental agreement with Washington County Sheriff's Office to staff a mental health response team. We hope to see their support for those who are in crisis in the very near future. Trimet, along with our partners, Multnomah County Sheriff's Office and Multnomah County Public Health and the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office, are all exploring other mental health response teams, and we hope to have them on the system early next year. Next slide, please.
Early next year.
During our Reimagine.
Look at this. Look. Convene IT safety to review. What a bunch of crap. I mean, this is the biggest bunch of nonsense I've seen in a long time out of this board. This is just terrible. This is just useless shit.
We reviewed our current data sets to understand safety and security trends and challenges. It was noted that we do not have a system at Trimet to track crime statistics, and that our jurisdictional law enforcement partners have different data systems, so it's very difficult to understand the true crime trends on Trimet. Therefore, my colleague, AJ O'Connor, has established a multi-divisional IT task force to understand our data challenges.
See what they're doing here? They turned this into a bureaucratic nightmare. All you needed was a safety response team. That's it. You needed like 2 or 3 of them. Where you get a Sarah out there in the world having a crisis, you send the response team, and you take care of that woman. Okay, instead of just every time you leave somebody in the ditch, you get that team out there and check that person out. That's all you fucking need, you fucking morons. Why can't you even do the most basic thing without all of this garbage, man? What is wrong with this place?
Needs, and to explore what systems can be used to extrapolate data such as operator results. Another technology.
That's insulting, man. I'm insulted. We haven't figured out how to track operator results. That's got to be a lie. We haven't figured out how to track operator. You kidding? I can track operator results just on the scanner. One man in a room who's a loser does more shit that means something than your whole bureaucracy of high-paid, useless motherfuckers.
Technology solution was to design a silent alarm on the new Type 6 light rail vehicles. This objective is complete, and you will not see it in future work plans or updates, as there is no further action required. Next slide, please.
Jesus.
Infrastructure is critically important when it comes to the perception of safety. You've heard from Karen Powell about the lighting LED upgrade project. Poor lighting is one of the reasons where people can feel unsafe. Since last year, I'm happy to say our security team has a daily responsibility to report any broken or burned out lighting or other infrastructure issues such as damaged bus stops, vandalism, and broken windows. The reports go to our facilities. Reports go to facilities where they follow up and schedule the repair work. You will also see under Objective 5.5 that this objective is complete, and you may not see this on future updates. Next slide, please.
It's ridiculous.
One of our newest highlights.
Environmental design. See, look at this.
Through
Environmental design, or SEPTED. In attendance was staff from Safety and Security, Facilities, and Engineering and Construction. This helps to build our agency capacity in the future. The SEPTED study will be completed in 3 areas, which are identified in our equity service areas. The studies will be done at Gateway. They're doing studies. I can't watch any more of this. I can't watch it. I'm sorry. I can't take this. This is such shit. I can't take it. I'm sorry.